And welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith Anderson.
And this is Chris Richards.
And we are continuing our Star Wars saga with Episode 7, The Force Awakens. We are into the sequel trilogy, guys.
That's right. And you all got to deal with it.
And love it also.
As much as we do.
It. But yeah, this is a new one. I think it was made in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. 2016, right. Something like that. Yeah.
15 sounds right.
Yeah, 15 does sound right, doesn't it? But then, yeah, because it was like Christmas 2015.
Yes. No, that's definitely right.
Yeah, same.
Because I'm tracking it because of the years in my current relationship.
Also,
because we saw all the new trilogy together. Yeah, it was 15.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend started dating in 2015 too.
There you go.
So same. That's exactly what I was thinking about. I was like, no, it's definitely Christmas 2015.
My name's Julius. I'm your twin brother.
Ridiculous. Hate that movie.
That was my Christopher Walken impression.
Oh, is it?
I'm the famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
I love it. I need to watch that again. Either way.
I'd watch it with you.
Because
he was in this movie. Max von Sydow.
Oh, yeah.
Not Arnold. Oh, man.
That's fair. Man, what would Arnold play in this? He'd have to be...
I would love to see him as a bad guy.
He'd be a fucking Skywalker. He would. He was like, nah, I'm not being in it if I'm not a Skywalker. I'm the Skywalkers of Austria.
And he'd be the number one name on the thing.
Yeah, like that,
even
too.
Before Star Wars comes
the
up,
number
it would say,
one.
Oh, God, did I do that? It would be Arnold Schwarzenegger in Star Wars The Force Awakens, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. He would get first... and top billing.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Force.
Ooh, he is the personification of the Force.
Same.
Oh, that'd be great. So every time they're like, "Oh, the Force flows between all living things; it binds us," and you're like,
"I'm out. I'm out of that."
Oh, now you don't want it.
Nope.
Anytime someone like pushes or chokes somebody, it's like,
that kind of would be funny. I love it. All right. Either way. Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers. Need some likes. So, let's get started with the plot. Chris.
All right. So
this might be a little tougher.
Why?
Well, we just watched it.
We did.
Eh.
It still might be.
I forgot about it.
The more things change, the more they stay the same in space. And that's not always a problem. But the Empire's gone. But a new regime of assholes has stepped in. Kind of Nazi-ish in their presentation in this movie. With that scene where they're having their rally. They just want to make space great again. But...
As soon as you said rally, I was like, yep.
You weren't talking about checkers.
Yep. God damn it.
Yeah.
Lost.
This new group called the First Order. They're the First Order. The best one. My favorite order.
I can't.
It's my favorite order.
I can't do it.
They're out there pretty much doing the same shit that the Empire did. Mm-hmm. Taking away freedom by what some people would offer that we say is security or safety. But they're oppressing people and they're enslaving people. They're trying to overthrow and step in the place of established government throughout the United States. Throughout the United space of America. they're just being bad people, and they're building not a Death Star, but something cooler, honestly. To me, some way cooler.
So much better than Death Star.
But it starts out on Jakku, a new planet to Star Wars, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay.
At least as far as I'm aware. Doesn't necessarily mean anything.
I don't know.
But we find a new character, two new characters, Poe Dameron and his little droid sidekick BB-8, visiting not Christopher Plummer to find a map that we found out in the opening crawl leads to the missing Luke Skywalker. So it's a map to a person, which took me the whole movie to figure out how that would work until they actually showed it. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, how people don't move? Okay, got it. I mean, if someone needed a map to me, I haven't moved in like 5 years, so I guess they would work. They at least get my apartment. I don't know if they'd find me there. They probably would. Anywho, he's after the map to Luke Skywalker. Well, so is everyone else. Mm-hmm. The First Order shows up immediately and ravages this village, this small village, looking for this map, killing people, setting fire to the place with just flamethrowers, just setting shit up. Mm-hmm. And Poe Dameron's like, oh, I'll climb in my X-Wing and escape. But instead of flying away, I'm just going to shoot at them from it. Because he probably wouldn't have made it away anyway. Who knows?
Yeah, they haven't shot him.
These guys are remarkably good shots for a change. Because they were hitting those villagers left and right. Mm-hmm. Old stormtroopers couldn't hit shit if they shot into a toilet. But these guys, they could hit an X-Wing and disable it pretty quickly. New threat from the First Order shows up. Kylo Ren hits the scene. And you kind of already can tell he's going to be trouble. He's got the deep, menacing voice.
Here comes trouble.
The cool... Boner Champ shows up. He's got the menacing voice. He's got the mask. He's got the cool red lightsaber. It just looks like it just looks so cool. He's he's stopping lasers in mid-flight. He's like, all right, Poe Dameron, you're going to give me that map. Well, he already sent it away in a droid, but he didn't tell him about it. He's like, all right, well, you're coming back with me. Tortures the shit out of him. Later. But in the carnage that's happening, they set up a firing squad of stormtroopers, and one of them doesn't shoot because he comes to some kind of realization that what they're doing is wrong. Finally, someone has this realization that these guys are dicks. He's like, I should switch sides. Helps Poe Dameron escape from the base in a pretty cool scene because Poe's a bitchin' pilot and Finn can shoot a gun pretty well, even though he doesn't want to at first. He can shoot a gun on a ship pretty well. They escape to make it back to Jakku to find Poe's droid friend. They crash. They get shot down and they crash. It seems like Poe didn't make it. Seems like it. Well, you meet another character named Rey, who will become very important in this trilogy, whether some people like it or not.
Boom.
I like it. Because what's not to like?
Facts.
About a new character in a movie being important.
Who's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Pretty badass. Her and Finn team up. Oh, yeah, Finn is the stormtrooper. Finn's the stormtrooper who has a conscience and decides to be a real human being. He gets named Finn. Poe Dameron gives him the name Finn because his real name is, or his given name is FN2187 because he was abducted as a child and like re-educated, brainwashed into being a stormtrooper for the First Order. So they escape. He meets up with Rey. They team up under the false identity of him being a resistance fighter. He convinces BB-8 and Rey that they need to get off the planet. They take a piece of junk garbage ship that may or may not be the Millennium Falcon, escape the planet, go back to... Actually, no, they didn't even get that far. They run into old fan favorites and close personal friends of mine, Han Solo and Chewbacca. They have little adventures. They go to a space pub. meet another cool character, Maz Kanata. Rey gets... Well, she doesn't get it. Rey finds Anakin, Luke, and then Anakin, old lightsaber. The original one that Anakin had, or not original, the one that Anakin had at the end of the first trilogy, and the one that Luke has in the 2/3 of the original trilogy, that gets lost in Bespin when Vader cuts the hand off that had it in it. They don't say how she gets it. It's not really that important how she gets it, but she has it.
That's all that matters.
Rey touches it, has a huge Force acid flashback trip of other people's lives, and I don't know if that was kind of, but The Force Awakened. It's the name of the movie. Force Awakens is the name of the movie. The Force did awaken. The Force woke up, and it was pissed.
Suddenly, it was awake.
Never start your day with "I woke up." It's a waste of time. So never start your trilogy by telling me the Force wakes up. But she has her awakening to the Force. And the First Order and the Resistance both show up at that place because everyone's looking for BB-8, and someone on both sides is like, hey, he's here. All hell breaks loose. The place gets trashed. They eventually team up with the Resistance, led by General Leia Organa, Solo, Skywalker, Solo. Fisher, yes. Everybody teams up. They decide they have to destroy the way cooler than a Death Star Starkiller base to preserve the safety of the galaxy. And they do. And it was pretty damn cool.
Facts.
And that's me fucking this plot all the way up, but that's what I'm going to go with. Because I'm a fucking
I thought it was fine.
bumbling idiot over here, apparently. But that's the cat. That's not the cast. I think I got it. I know what I got to do. That's the plot.
Boom.
And here comes Keith with the cast.
Hey. I'm here.
Take my microphone away from me, please.
Let's see. We're going to start. I'm going down the IMDb list. So the first 3 characters, top build characters, are going to be from the old original trilogy. First up, we have Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Burger.
What?
It's off an Adam Sandler movie. I don't remember what it is. I think it's Adam Sandler. But he names this kid who is the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What's his name?
Oh, shit. Andy Samberg. That's my boy.
That's my boy. His name is Han Solo Burger.
Oh, God. I haven't seen the movie
and
in so
his
long.
uncle is Vanilla Ice.
Yes, Uncle Vanny.
Yes.
Uncle Vanny was Vanilla Ice.
Yep.
Yeah, the old broad knew I was jerking it the whole time.
But who was... What's his real name? Rob
Van Winkle.
Is it what did they call him? Uncle Vanny?
He called him Uncle Vanny.
That's funny. Yeah. So Han Solo. Mark Hamill is gonna be Luke Skywalker, and then Carrie Fisher is Princess. As C-3PO almost called her Princess. Colonel. What was it? General. I don't fucking know what he said.
Princess Colonel. Nah, dude, declare.
Leia Organa.
We all in a 6-piece bucket of trouble.
Same. Let's see. New faces to the Star Wars saga.
Yes.
Adam Driver. New faces, new bodies. Adam Shirtless Driver. Kylo Ren.
Adam Maskless Driver.
Same. Also. Next up, we have Daisy Ridley, who apparently this was her breakout role. I didn't know that.
Really?
As far as I know, yeah.
You don't know. Really, you could do much worse. You ever acted before? No. Yeah. You want to be in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Pass.
I don't.
Who would do that?
I wouldn't.
No, you'd be a damn fool.
This isn't her first film, but this is the film that's her breakout.
Good for her.
So, she was in this movie.
What?
She was in Murder on Orient Express.
The more recent one?
Oh, I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah, Yeah,
Sorry.
Sorry. Once again.
No, it's okay. I was just like, the other was made in like 1955. Daisy Ridley, Fountain of Youth. Girl, you do got the Force.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Or no, I am wrong too. This is. Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one with Johnny Depp. Okay.
Okay.
I was looking at the
I was
cast.
trying to think
like,
of who was in. I didn't see it, but I knew there was somebody.
I was looking at the cast, like, who are these people?
I almost wanted to say
But
Daniel Craig, but he's not.
IMDb does this thing where they put people who don't matter up top. And I'm sorry, that's rude, but also
Accurate in some cases.
Young Boy, this is the second person on the IMDb for the Murder on the Orient. Young Boy.
And is it a known actor?
There is no picture.
Ah, yes.
So
My favorite actor. Not pictured.
I was gonna say, don't say that.
What?
My favorite, Young Boy. Like,
Oh, no.
Yeah. Either way.
Wait a minute. Was I the boy? When they were saying, hey, boy. Was that me?
I don't know.
Was I the boy?
Let's see. Next up, we have Finn, who's played by John Boyega. New face. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
There is a video on YouTube of him for like 30 minutes saying Ray. I'm sorry, yelling Ray, screaming Ray, and it's fucked up.
Is it like just from the scene, like from the scenes from the movie, or is it him like trying to get a take right, or is it just okay
From the movie?
Okay.
Because he does it in all three.
Yeah.
They were like, this is all he does. He goes around and says Ray, and I'm like, well, I was like, oh,
He does other things.
I was like, he kind of does that a lot.
That's fair.
Still, I like him. So next up, his man crush, Oscar Isaac. By his, I mean Finn. Poe Dameron. Oscar Isaac was Apocalypse.
Yes, he was.
He also played a jazz musician. Like he did like a biopic. I don't remember who he was. Who? 2 L's as a first name. What is that? What's that sound? Lewin?
Lloyd?
Oh, I guess that is 2 L's, isn't it?
Some cases.
Yeah. No, this is like Lewin, Lewin. But it's based on a true story, and he's like a trumpeter or something. He was in Ex Machina, which I didn't know that. I didn't know that was him. I seen it. It's pretty good. It's weird, though, because...
I'm not above weird.
Let me tell you first. Someone tries to have sex with the robot. And I don't think it's him. It's somebody else.
I bet it's been done before. Okay. In real life.
Okay.
Well, you know it has. Come on.
That's fair. He does a voice for Gomez Addams in the new Addams Family.
Oh, yeah,
cartoon.
the animated one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So I know he was in Sucker Punch.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
If I remember right, he's a scientist who gives people lobotomies.
Oh.
If I remember right. He's not a good guy.
He's one of the actors who does like a lot of movies that are like Oscar worthy. He does a lot of movies like that because I'm looking at these like, what? And it is, yeah,
Like Star Wars.
Yeah, and then the Star Wars, and then like you said, Sucker Punch, but that was like early. Like everything he's done in the past like 5 years besides Star Wars is like, okay, I've never seen any of those.
Yeah.
But he was in this movie called 10 Years. I've told you about this. I think I've told you about it. But 10 Years, it's about a 10-year reunion. I'm not even looking at it. I've seen it. It's so good. Oscar Isaac. Chris Pratt. April. Forget her name.
Aubrey Plaza? Or April O'Neil?
Plaza. Channing Tatum, his actual wife, Rosario Dawson, what's his name? Falcon.
Anthony Mackie?
And now I have to look at the cast, but that's That's most of them that I remember. I was gonna say the Purse Girl, but no, she wasn't in it.
Amy Adams?
Yeah, it wasn't Amy Adams, but it's a girl who looks just like Amy Adams, and I don't know her name. But she's great. And Justin Long's in it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about it. Kate Mara. Do you know who that is?
I do not.
She looks like the Purse Girl, but
she kind of does.
Yeah. She she played Sue Storm.
Oh, in the newest Fantastic Four movie? No wonder I didn't remember her.
I knew you were gonna say that. So either way, I bring this up because 10 Years is the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's so funny, but it's so good. And Oscar Isaac, I did not know who he was before I saw this movie. And I saw it randomly on like Showtime years ago. It came out in 2011. So I saw it a long time ago. And I was like, well, what is this? Because I saw some people, like Rosario Dawson and Justin Long. And I was like, well, let me watch this for a minute. And then I saw, Falcon. And I was like, wait a minute. This seems good. And then Aubrey Plaza. And I'm like, let me watch this movie. And then I watched it from the beginning. And it's literally about a 10-year reunion. And they all come back to the high school. Blah, blah, blah. But there's so many, like, intertwining, different stories.
Okay.
Chris Pratt, big fat drunk, was the bully in high school. And he still bullies the same guys. It's like 4 dudes who are nerds. But he's a drunk now, so like he gets drunk and tries to bully him, and then they make fun of him, and it's more sad than it is funny. Like it's sad for him, like it's like, oh, you're a piece of shit, and you still can't get over it, Because he's like, I'm gonna apologize to you guys. So they sit down with them. They're like, yeah, let's have a drink. Man, remember I put you in the toilet? Remember I did this? And there's like him just talking about it, and then he's like, no, we're friends now. He's like, no, you're still an asshole. Like. It's just a great movie. Aubrey Plaza dates this guy who wasn't. She's married to this guy who's from the high school, but she's not from the high school.
Oh,
so he's just like this, just like a straight lace. He kind of looks like an Irish guy. He has like one of those hats. I don't know what they're called.
the flat hats.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's like the Kango hats, but it's like forward. It just makes me think of Irish people because whatever. But like she's like, yeah, this is okay, this is cool. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, come hang out with us. And like she's looking at pictures of him, and he's like, no, I'm just straight laced now, blah blah. And then all of a sudden he's hanging out with Falcon, and she finds out, which she didn't know, he's a break dancer, and he's like. He has 2 beers in his hands, and he does like a backflip, doesn't spill the beer, like break dancing. She goes, who the fuck did I marry? And she's like, I love it. And I'm like,
maybe you should check this movie out.
It's a great movie. I love it. It's a really, and Oscar Isaac does a wonderful job. He's a singer. He makes it out like he's popular. He has like a #1 hit, and I don't know if you're gonna watch it. Spoiler alert. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's talking to this girl, Kate Mara, the girl, Sue Storm. He's talking to her, and she's like, oh, hey, how are you? Like, it's so good to meet you, blah, blah. And he goes, yeah. And they're talking, and then it comes up that he's an artist. And she goes, everybody knows him. Everybody knows he's popular. She doesn't. She has no clue. She's like, oh, you sing. Oh, that's cute. He's like, you haven't heard my record. She goes, I think I have. I don't know. And he goes, you haven't heard it, have you? And she's like, okay, no. She was like, I knew you used to play the guitar, blah, blah. I knew you sing, but I didn't know you were popular. So, like, they're going through this whole thing. So he's hitting on her. She's like, oh, yeah, I kind of liked you too, but she had a boyfriend at the time. And so, whatever. So he's like, there's this picture, class reunions, there's all these pictures. And he was like, I remember, I don't know if he took the picture or whatever, but he's like, I remember this picture. So like, you used to wear these yellow high heel shoes. And she was like, yeah, I got them for Christmas. They were super expensive, so I wore them all the time. He was like, yeah, you stood out. She was like, yeah, but she didn't talk to anybody, whatever. So they're like, hey, Oscar, I don't know his fucking name. So, they're like, hey, sing your most popular song, the one that hit, blah, blah. Like, we love this guy. And it was called Best I Never Had.
Ooh.
And so he's singing it, and the girl's like, "Oh, this is nice. This is nice." And she was like, he was like, "Yep, I used to love you, blah blah." And she's swaying, and he goes, "When you used to walk in with your funny yellow shoes," and she was like, "Wait a minute, your most popular song, the one that makes you a millionaire, about me?" He was like, "I told you I liked you." Like it's a whole thing, and he's amazing. And I'm like. So when I heard he was playing Apocalypse, I was like, okay. Well, there's that.
That movie didn't do a lot of people any favors,
It did not. I watched it the other day, I think. No. What did I watch? It came on, and I was like, no, I'm not watching it.
What else is on?
All right.
Is X3 on?
Same.
Let's watch X3.
Listen. Okay. So, too long of a story. Let me keep going. Okay. Lupita Nyong'o plays Maz Kanata. How do you say it?
Kanata.
Kanata? Okay. That's a lot of A's.
There's a lot of him.
But she plays Maz. Maz is funny. Lupita, I didn't know it was Lupita, honestly. I had no idea. But she's great. Lupita was in Black Panther. She was in The Help, I think. Something else. But whatever. She's great.
She in 12 Years a Slave?
I don't know. Never seen it.
I haven't either, but I feel like she was on a lot of things for being in that. I could be wrong.
Oh, it might have been that. I said The Help. She might have been in that instead. Either way, I knew it was like a slave movie, and I don't watch those. So
That's fair.
I don't know if The Help is a slave movie, but as much as I love Emma Stone, no, I'm good. Thank you.
That's fair. You don't want to ruin it by watching that movie.
Probably not, honestly. Yeah, because then I'd be like, "Oh, Spider-Man 2? Oh, okay, yeah, she deserved it." I don't want to think that way.
Oh,
I'm so sad about it.
That's fair.
She hit so hard.
I'm not ready to get hurt again.
She hit so hard.
She really did.
Damn it. Either way, enough about
your traumatic past.
I might shed a tear. Okay, next up, new to the series, but also amazing in everything he's been in. Andy Serkis. I think it's Serkis. He plays Supreme Leader Snoke, who is a Sith. Deals in the Dark Force. Dark side. Whatever. Same difference. He's great too.
Yeah.
Let's see. General Hux, maybe? Domhnall Gleeson? Don't know who it is. Fan favorite, Chris favorite, Anthony Daniels.
Yay!
C-3PO. Let's just keep it up. Peter Mayhew's Chewbacca.
Yay!
If you listen to, which I'm sure you guys have, if you listen to Solo, you would know that Chewbacca in Solo was played by Joonas Suotamo. He's the Chewbacca double in this movie, so good for him. Max von Sydow, he plays somebody in the very beginning of the movie. He gets knocked out of the park.
Yeah, he got
by Kylo Ren. Whew.
Yeah, he's the guy that I thought was Christopher Plummer as soon as it started. I was like, oh, hey, shit, it's Christopher Plummer. I just saw him in a movie, so I should recognize this person. It wasn't him.
They all don't look alike, Chris.
That wasn't. Some of us do.
Also facts.
But... Some of us old white guys really look alike.
Okay. A fan favorite, a podcast favorite, Simon Pegg.
Yes.
He plays Unkar Plutt.
I fucking love Simon
He's
Pegg.
amazing. I remember when I found out he was in it. I was like, what?
Yeah, because there's really no indication that it's him.
Not really.
He doesn't
until
really
you
sound
listen.
like... Yeah, like there's some lines that you can hear and you're like, oh, that really does sound like him,
Yes.
kind of. But there's other times where you're like, that does not sound like him at all.
Absolutely.
It's like 1/4 portion. Like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, same.
1/4 portion. Like, oh, that could be... Oh, that's Simon Pegg.
Could be
no.
it
could have been
anybody.
anybody.
Could have been me for all that matters.
Exactly.
It wasn't. I didn't get a check. But
He got robbed.
same every day. But yeah, Simon Pegg, great. Gwendoline Christie is Captain Phasma.
Yes.
I think she actually plays a really good part, really good role as Captain Phasma, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I don't know her, so.
I only knew her from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. There's like 18 people in here from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's one of
To be
them.
fair.
Because she was Brienne of Tarth on Game of Thrones. She was like the only... I think one of the only like female knights in that show. She was kind of badass in the show.
She's kind of badass in this.
Kind of.
Yeah, she didn't really do much, I guess. She just looks the part.
She got...
You never see her face.
We'll get there.
But either way, next up, Mr. I Always Get Work, Warwick Davis. I love Warwick Davis.
Mr. Outworks all the cast, all the rest of the cast of these movies.
Same. He does a great job, to be fair. See, it's funny because we always talk about how Anthony Daniels has the record. Warwick Davis might be up there.
He might, because I'm pretty sure he has more than one. Because isn't there like a couple? There's got to be one of the movies where he has more than one role.
Oh, he has a ton in episode 1.
Yeah,
he has like 3 of them. So I think in Solo,
so
he has.
Got him outnumbered then.
Yeah, probably. If you're talking about roles, yeah, that's fair. There is like 2 more people I'm thinking about. One, it's uncredited, but Daniel Craig. He plays a stormtrooper. I forgot who the other guy was, but the one person that I really wanted to say was Ben Schwartz.
Oh, it was him and Bill Hader.
He's not even on here though.
But he was in the credits.
He was in the credits
on the screen
as BB-8. As BB-8's voice, additional like voices,
consultants or whatever.
Something.
Or, yeah.
But in here, he actually is a stormtrooper.
Bill Hader.
Ben Schwartz.
Oh. What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's what it says.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
He's gonna go open up a casino in Tajikistan.
Yeah, it says stormtrooper uncredited, but he did.
That's amazing.
He did some voice work.
I love him.
Also in the background, which I didn't know until today, and we saw the caption, but Frank Oz is Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Alec Guinness, and Ewan McGregor is also voiced. They say. So it's in the credits that these people have a voice, but they're uncredited. But I didn't. When I first watched The Force Awakens and Rey grabs the lightsaber, I didn't hear any of those voices.
Yeah, in the theater, I think it might have been getting overwhelmed by just like the theater noise of like the reverb.
Yep.
Yeah, because watching it, I was definitely like, "Oh, is that new?"
Didn't even know that.
Did they remaster this movie? Did they remake some shit in this one? Because I definitely don't remember hearing Yoda in the theater.
And it was kind of. Not gonna say clear, but it was kind of clear in this.
Yeah, and I definitely don't remember hearing Obi-Wan in the theater.
Yeah, because he was like, "It's the energy," and I was like, "Is that Yoda?" And then I saw the caption, I was like, and then Obi-Wan, I was like,
yeah, because Yoda said a couple things because like they split up the thing that he says in Empire. I think he's like the Force surrounds us, penetrates us, binds us, and then like the last part's like binds us.
Yep.
I was like, ooh. Goosebumps.
Give me more. I'm
getting them right now.
Saying. But that's the cast of The Force Awakens.
Starring Ben Schwartz.
We're going to... Not too shabby.
Daniel Craig.
So we're going to go into the likes. Well, you can go first.
Okay.
All
right. Likes. BB-8. Adorable. I like BB-8 because he's... I guess he's kind of the new R2-D2 because R2-D2 doesn't do a ton in this movie. And he doesn't really do a ton in the rest of them, if I remember correctly.
Me neither.
But again, I've only seen Rise of Skywalker one time, so I could be talking out of my ass. But BB-8, he fulfills the same purpose. He's like the lovable robot sidekick who you can't understand, but the people in the movie can understand what he says. His beeps and boops and chirps and whistles, and he can give you a thumbs up with a lighter, and he can taser you if he doesn't like what you're saying. And he can give you some side. He can like cock his head at you and give you a little side eye if he doesn't believe what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I liked him. I liked his design. I don't know. I thought he was adorable. I have BB-8 socks in my drawer that I think are neat. I like BB-8. He's cute.
BB-8's nice.
I liked him. Next, like Finn, FN2187. I liked him. I thought he was funny. I thought he was. I don't want to say relatable because I don't know what it's like to be that, but like kind of realistic. If someone's like, I've seen what these people can do, and you want to go fight them, I want to get away from that.
Hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, like that's. I feel like that's a realistic idea because like you can't expect everyone like, oh, I'm suddenly going to be a war hero. I'm suddenly going to be a soldier. just because someone else needs me to. He already was a soldier for them, and he hated it. He didn't want to be that anymore. The last thing he wanted to do was fight again. Until he was like, no, I should, since my only way out of here just got blown up. I should grab this laser sword and start swinging at people. No, I really liked him. Anytime he got a lightsaber, I really liked it. Like, as soon as Maz gets it to him, he's like, I need a weapon. You have one. The next time they show him, he's running up on somebody and impales them through the chest with it. And then he has that pretty sweet, even though he doesn't get the better of it, that pretty sweet little confrontation with the dude who calls him a traitor. And pulls out his, like, laser, I don't know, Tonfa electric club thing that can deflect a lightsaber. And they go at it a little bit. And he's about to get his ass finished off when, is it an X-Wing, like, swoops in and saves him, or is it Han and Chewie? I forget.
He hits him with the crossbow.
Oh, yeah, because the dude goes flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that part was sweet. The part where, at the end, near the end of the movie, where he's tending to Rey, who just got thrown into a tree by Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren calls him a traitor.
I'm not even going to lie to you. I thought the first time you were talking about that was Kylo Ren. You're like, the guy who called him a traitor. I was like, Kylo.
Yeah, that guy.
I was like, did you forget his name? Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren? And then you're like, he had the thing. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
the other
the
guy.
red sword.
The other guy. Exactly. I was like, this is going off the wall.
Yeah, he doesn't remember any of that characters. What movie is this? But no, like, he calls him a traitor again. And he's like, all right, give me that lightsaber. He says, come and get it, bitch. In my head, he said, come and get it, bitch. And he has this little duel with him, and he doesn't win, but he gets a good shot in on him.
He does, actually.
He got a good chunk of his shoulder on him, and then he just got ripped up. Yeah. Like, he spun him around and went right up his back and just leveled him. He didn't get back up after that. No. But I really enjoyed his character. I really enjoyed John Boyega in the movie. And I follow him on Twitter, and I've seen some of the shit he's had to say about some of these Star Wars fans. And about Star Wars, the way that his character was handled, which was unfortunate. But I love the fact that he was out there being like, oh, you don't like me? I don't fucking like you either. Why should I have to like you? If you got shit to say about me, I can say something back at you. And I'm like, yes, get them John Boyega. Yes. So this goes from the screen to the Twitter screen, the silver screen to the phone screen. John Boyega's awesome.
Fair.
I really liked him in this, and I like him on Twitter. I loved getting Starkiller Base. I thought was awesome. Yes. Way cooler than a Death Star. Not the Death Star was lame, but like, you got the Death Star, and then you got the incomplete Death Star. How do you go up from that? Make it way fucking bigger. It's a planet.
Yes.
Powered by a sun, and you just spread your arms out and you bask in those rays and get that vitamin D, and then you fly up into space and shoot your eye lasers and fly around the world in reverse and turn back time. Then you get in a bathtub fully dressed.
Sounds like a great movie.
Sounds like a shit movie. 5
out of 5. I definitely recommend.
And you go out and snap somebody's neck.
Yes.
That part was pretty cool. But no, Starkiller Base was great.
One more slushie for them.
Because you got to see it from the inside. You like all the mechanical parts, but you also got to see the outside, which is a planet, like a snowy, cool-looking planet. Which anytime there's a snow planet in Star Wars, it's apparently awesome, because I really enjoyed it.
I said that.
You did say that, and I'm stealing it.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, because there was like a snowy pine forest, and they were like Han and Chewie were outside with Finn, and they had their little confession. It was like, oh, I was a janitor when I worked here, from Finn, and Han's like, what? You did what? And Chewie makes this little sound like, oh, you're cold? Oh, you're cold? Oh, okay.
Right.
Loved it. Loved the setting. I thought it looked sweet when it shot that giant, from the surface looked like just a giant beam that then, as it traveled through space, split up into 5 and blew up like 5 different planets at once. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Like, oh, one planet?
Pish posh.
Get out of here. Beer me 5 lasers, and I will destroy 5 planets. Starkiller Base was dope. And then when they blew it up at the end, and everyone's flying away, and it just, the sun inside of it just like, boom.
Yeah.
Like replaced it, just like exploded out of it, and it was like there. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. And I also liked the sun shot from inside Poe's ship when you got to see it like in the background. I was like, that's how you do a sun shot. Superman.
Well, I will dislike Poe if that's the case.
That's how you do it. You give it to Apocalypse. You don't give it to Kal-El. No, Jor-El. Sorry. No, that's no. It's Kal-El. Yeah, he's Superman. Right. I had to redo the line in my head.
You got a whole family tree of L's in your...
Two of them. Cal and Jor. That's it. I don't remember his mom's name.
You're like with me with Django and Bango.
Django and Bango. And Bingo.
What's his name? What the fuck? Django and Boba.
Love it.
Django and Bango. I'm not making this up, people. I'm making it up, but I'm not. This is not rehearsed.
I like Han and Chewie coming back because I like Han and Chewie in general. I love them together as a team. Mm-hmm. Every time Han Solo in this movie just decided, apparently I'm going to die soon, so let me try that big-ass crossbow you're always carrying around, Chewie. And he was taking people out.
He was.
Anytime somebody got shot with that, they left their feet, except for with one notable exception that I'll get to in a moment. He was blowing people away with that fucking gun. But Han and Chewie were great. I love when they're on the freighter ship that they're flying instead of the Falcon, and those two gangs show up. And Han is literally in the middle, and he's trying to fast talk to one of them. He's like, I never borrowed money from them. Tell it to them. What? And he kind of gets that look at like, oh shit, look on his face, and they're right behind him. And you know he can always talk his way out of something until he definitely can't. And then he points at you and he's being serious. And I love it. Harrison Ford makes this great oh shit face when like everything comes crashing down around him, and I loved it. They were great together. Which brings me to my next one, Han's death scene. I loved it, and it made me sad.
Fair.
Because when I was in that theater, my jaw dropped for like 5 minutes straight. I just sit there staring at the screen because he was dead, and he looked so sad and so surprised, and his son was such a bitch for killing him because he told Leia he's gonna go and get his son back. And then it's almost like she could tell that he died because she has fucking force powers, and she could tell when someone she was close to died because they showed it in the movie and they said it in Return of the Jedi that she had the force, or that she was at least force sensitive. And this one, they're like, oh, hey, remember when all the Jedi started dying in Revenge of the Sith, and Yoda like had a mini heart attack and like had to clutch the wall to keep himself from falling over? Remember that? People can still do that.
Happened to Leia.
Remember when a great disturbance was felt in the Force when fucking, what planet was it? Alderaan got destroyed, and Obi-Wan said, oh, it's like 1,000 voices crying out at once. And then they were silenced. Because you could feel it in the Force. And so could she when Han died. And I felt it too, because it made me sad.
Wait, was that Alderaan? Oh, Obi-Wan said that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said Yoda.
No.
So here's another thing. So I was thinking of different rebuttals in my head for what you're saying. 100% agree with you. And I was thinking, well, someone could say, well, Leia didn't feel it for Alderaan when it happened, but that's not true. She could have felt it as a force, but she saw it happen.
She watched it.
And her parents were on that planet.
Jimmy Smits was on that planet.
Fucking Jimmy Smits and the wife were on that planet. So
Jimmy Smith.
She didn't know she was feeling the force of 1,000 voices crying, 1,000,000 voices crying out.
Not necessarily.
She saw it. And that's all she knew. Yeah. And so in Return of the Jedi, when she goes, I kind of always knew that could have been part of it.
Yeah, because it shocked her so bad she lost her British accent.
Okay. It's funny you said that to me, and then I watched a podcast or whatever about a YouTube video about it, and they was like, and in this scene she loses her British. I was like, oh,
yes.
So people notice. Okay,
it wasn't just
me. I had no idea.
Next, like John Williams, because aside from Warwick Davis, I think he gets the most work in the Star Wars franchise. Anthony Daniels Gotta throw him in there also because he interrupts the tender reunion between husband and wife of Han and Leia to introduce himself to somebody who already knows who he is. Love it. It's like, oh, you probably didn't recognize me because of the red arm. Well, let me tell you about that. Oh, right, your wife. Let me just fuck off.
The funny thing I just thought about, not funny. This is not funny. So I was thinking like, oh, you know how you said like, oh, you won't be able to use Darth Vader, and I was like, oh, you won't be able to use, you know, C-3PO and R2, and I was like, no, C-3PO is pretty big in the next coming too.
Yup.
And I was like, why isn't R2? But I remembered the dude Baker.
Yeah.
I think he died right before The Force Awakens, which makes more sense as to why he was kind of pushed back, and now. Yeah.
I didn't think about that before that.
Yeah. I just thought about that. I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
So it's a smaller role for our C-3PO and R2, but I still love them both. They're still two of my favorite characters.
But then the next two, though, C-3PO is present.
And especially in Rise of Skywalker, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, those two are great. Okay, last because it's a multi-parter. Kylo Ren. He can stop a damn laser blast with the Force. Never seen that before. That I can remember. I don't think we get to see that from anybody before. You've seen someone pull a gun out of somebody's hand. We've seen somebody get choked, pushed, thrown, lifted, laser, electrified. All kinds of stuff done with the Force up to now. And he just puts his hand up, stops a laser blast. Dope. And then he just goes about and has a conversation while it's happening and just forgets that it's happening and it's still going on until he walks away from it and then that laser hits. Cool. Really liked it. His saber is awesome. It's cool because it looks like just a big fucking sword from like way back when with like the two little fiery spike things on the side, and it doesn't look like the other sabers. It's not like a solid like stable beam. It is like flickering and it looks like a flame sword. It's dope. It's really cool. He is an angry man. I like the rage out of him. Because anytime something goes wrong, it's just, you better not be around him because he's going to put a hole in that drywall. He's a Space Kyle, I guess.
Space Andy.
And Kyle O'Ren. Yeah, I
think we broke his brain.
he just, when the Rey escapes from the holding area, he's, what? And just starts slashing the shit out of all those computers that hopefully, like you said, weren't vital to the functioning of that base. And those troopers are walking down the hallway and they see all the sparks and shit flying out of the room and they hear the screams and they're just like, nope, let's go the other way.
I will walk around this entire base before I walk by this guy.
Yeah. And they made him seem like such a badass because, and there's where the part that I mentioned earlier, everyone was getting shot by Chewie's gun, was blown off their feet and died instantly. He took a shot after he killed Han. He gets shot and he just oh, that hurt. Stood there and took it.
It took him to his knees, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but like he didn't go flying. And then he had a lightsaber duel afterwards. He was bleeding all over the place, but he had kind of 1.5 lightsaber duels after that. And he looked mean during all of it. He looked threatening.
Yeah.
He was definitely a dangerous man.
Yeah.
And I like that because that was something not that you didn't get it from Vader in the original trilogy, because you definitely got that he was dangerous, but Kylo Ren was showing you why. He was fucking everybody up.
Go ahead. I got nothing.
And that's pretty much it.
I got a lot, but I got nothing.
That's the end of my likes. Oh, and then when they said that ship's garbage and it turned out to be a Millennium Falcon.
Fair.
When I saw that in the theater, before they showed that ship, and they're running toward this other ship and it explodes, and like, let's take that one. That ship's garbage. I was sitting next to my then girlfriend, now fiance. I grabbed her leg so hard because I knew it was gonna, in my insides, I could feel it in my jellies. That it was.
I was just thinking. I said it yesterday to my girlfriend. I really was thinking that.
I could feel it. I was like, this is gonna be the fucking Millennium Falcon. And I grabbed her leg real hard. And she's like, "What is wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you having an episode or something?" Yes. And I was like, "I'm very okay."
Having an episode 7.
I was like, "That's the Millennium Falcon." And she's like, "What?" And then they turned the camera, and I was like, "Ah!" And it was. I turned into Kermit the Frog, and my arms just started flailing around, and I started running around the movie theater, just waving my arms in the air. It was great. All right, that's all my likes.
That's hilarious. So, speaking of movie theaters, I also saw this in a movie theater back when they were open.
Back in the day.
I'll get to my likes, but I told Chris this story, but I'm going to tell it to the podcast people, guys. Pay attention. So, I went to see The Force Awakens with, maybe my kid was there, but I know my girlfriend was there, so I assume my kid was there. And me and him, we like Star Wars. My girlfriend does not, but she went anyway. She's a good sport. She's a good sport. Sometimes. She agrees with Martin Scorsese. I don't like it. Absolutely, she does. I talked her out of it.
Fuck him and his eyebrows.
We had a lengthy...
You talked her out of it, you said?
We had a lengthy conversation. Not going to say an argument, but a lengthy conversation where I was correct. And I was like, first off...
The best kind of conversation.
Same. I was not going to go out that... Anyway. So we were... Whatever. So she doesn't appreciate Star Wars, whatever. No big deal, but she was watching a movie. And I remember when Han Solo died. Now, at this point in time, Keith also did not watch the original trilogy. But I understood the magnitude of him dying. There was a woman... And it was a couple behind us, but it was specifically the woman behind us. As soon as that fucking saber went through Solo, the woman behind us yelped and started sobbing instantly. And she was just like, no. Well, I forgot to tell you this, Chris.
No.
Oh, absolutely. No.
Did she just found out that her wife died? And
she was
a robot now?
She was, I remember, okay. So now I just remember this because you said about the Millennium Falcon. She also yelped when the Millennium Falcon came on the screen. I don't know if she was crying, but she was excited.
Was I sitting behind you when you went and saw it?
That would be so funny. It was Chris the whole time. It was Chris the whole time.
The secret is a lot of crying. Nobody likes to see a grown man cry. And then my hand accidentally went in the panini press.
So I was about to say, so Chris, no, it wasn't Chris. So the woman,
allegedly not me.
She she did make a note. She was super excited about the Millennium Falcon, and then she was super excited when Han Solo and Chewbacca got on the screen. And so my girlfriend's like, bro,
she was having a really good time.
She was like,
and then she wasn't.
This lady. I was like, hey, Star Wars. I was like, you don't get it, but this is a very small, minuscule scale of how much people like Star Wars, to be fair.
Was she like giving her a turn? Like, was she...
Yeah, but I mean, it was a dark theater. I know she was turning, but the lady was not focused on my girlfriend at all.
Well, she's focused on her husband, Harrison Ford.
Until she might have said something. Well, didn't say anything, but she might have focused on my girlfriend after this. So what happened was Han Solo dies. The sabers through him. She's sobbing instantly. My girlfriend turns to me and goes, "Really?" And I was like, "Listen, I am not fighting anybody for you right now. We just started dating, so I'm definitely not fighting anybody for you. I definitely can't fight.
I believe you might have.
I definitely can't fight a woman for you." I was like, "This woman will slap the shit out of you if you talk about Han Solo."
She could fight the woman, and you could fight the guy.
I'm not fighting anybody for Star Wars.
No, not for Star Wars. For her.
Yeah. we were dating for like a week after that.
But now, though.
Yeah, sure. She's not gonna listen to this, so I'm not worried about it.
You're safe. I won't tell her.
She knows.
I might.
She knows. But yes, I was like, listen, I'm not telling you that this lady isn't being ridiculous, but I also am telling you that this is a very real feeling for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. This is something that she grew up with. We had this conversation in the middle of the theater after Han Solo died. I was like, she grew up with this man her entire life. He was in 3 trilogies, and he just came back after 30 years. She has every right to cry. I was like, let her be. And she was like, okay. I was like, all right. I was like, because when I cried in Endgame, I was like, I wish somebody would say something now. Hey. Or Infinity War, for that matter. I was like, hey. Tom Holland, come back, please. Oh, there's a sequel. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's not. So, either way, that was my whatever. So, just fun times.
I love that story.
I think it's hilarious, personally. I love it.
As long as it wasn't me sitting behind you, it's hilarious.
It's funny. It would be funnier if it was.
I definitely didn't cry, but I was in a state of shock for a couple minutes. I was about as upset as Chewie was when he saw his best friend get shot.
Rightfully so. Okay, likes. Are we selling likes?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, because I went long on my likes. I'm sorry.
I mean, I just told like 3 stories. You're fine. Okay, first like, Kylo Ren is a badass. Okay, so obviously Chris talked about this, but Kylo Ren's just amazing, man. When he first comes on screen, you can see I personally think Kylo Ren is. I love Darth Vader. I love Darth Vader's theme. He's better than Darth Vader. Ooh. He's more charismatic. He demands more respect. The reason why, I'll tell you my reason why. The reason why, okay. New Hope. Oh, you believe in that religion? Ha ha ha. I'm going to choke you out. Who are you? We'll just talk to, I'm going to choke you out. It was almost like he was the new guy and then he had to prove himself.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren, they were like, hat in hand. Boss, we kind of. And I was like, that's the way the one guy was looking at Darth Vader in 6.
Yeah. This
is the first one. And he's like, the only person who wasn't looking at him like that was Hux. Hux get his, so it's fine. But Hux is just he's a piece of shit. And he also gets force choked and thrown a couple times. So Hux again gets his. But literally, Kylo Ren is demanding respect from people. People are hat in hand. The one guy came, he took his hat off first.
Yeah, he
this
did.
This is their uniform.
I remember that because you were like, I think you said something like, oh, look at this guy.
More, please. like, and the thing is, I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, he's going to choke him like Darth Vader would. No, he murdered a computer. And I was like, so you knew that he was going to do this because you were afraid that he was going to do that to you.
Yeah.
First off, boom. Okay, so that's that. Him catching that laser blast. First off, the Matrix. Haven't talked about it in a while.
Ooh.
The Matrix. So you're telling me that I can dodge bullets? I'm telling you, after you learn enough, you won't have to. Give me more Matrix. Anyway, he stops it. First thing I thought of was, oh, he's the one. Yeah. Kylo Ren is the one. That's it. And I loved him ever since. And he does that. He force chokes a guy into his actual hand. That was great.
Oh, yeah. You like, get over here is him.
He does. Yeah. Anything else I should say?
That's it. That's the whole thing. That was pretty awesome.
So sometimes, I'm not a badass. Okay.
Same.
But sometimes have you ever had a thing, and this is more like weird, but you ever have a thing like, let's say like maybe you cut your hand and you put pressure on it, it hurts more, but it also feels better?
Yes.
Right. When Kylo Ren got shot, he was hitting himself in the wound. Yeah. And he was like, oh, and I was like, oh, like my Jolies tingled. I was like, oh.
Your what?
My Jolies tingled a little bit. I was like, okay, this is a man right here. I was like, all right. I loved it. It was just super toxic. Sometimes I like toxic masculinity. Most times I don't. But at that point, I was like, okay, he got it.
When it's a fictional space character, I'm all right with it. Because it
hurting himself.
Because it definitely doesn't affect my life in any.
But he was just like, let's go. And I was like, oh, Finn, loved you because you're about to die. Oh, that's what I thought first time I saw it.
Oh, dude, when he got the right up the back. Yeah.
I thought his head split open in the back.
Oh.
I was like, it
When
has to.
Stacy'd him.
There was no need for that.
I know.
There's no. I know.
Oh, I know.
It's just ridiculous. Either way, Kylo Ren. Always a win. I love him. He's great. His laser sword is amazing. His. I'm going to say it. His mask is better than Vader's too.
His mask was pretty cool.
Wait till we get to 9.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We talked about it during this, but yes. Oh, my God. I do believe I'm getting the vapors.
I'm doing my Vince McMahon.
Oh.
Same.
You'll fall back in your chair.
So, Kylo Ren. That's it. I feel like there's something else I want to say about Kylo Ren. I will say Han Solo's death scene. I read something online that said Kylo Ren did not kill his dad.
Fuck, he didn't.
I read online that Han Solo did it for him.
I've seen that.
Have you seen that?
I've seen that.
I like it.
I don't care for it.
No?
No. Because I know there's all those scenes where he's like, I'm going to get our son back. And he looks off forebodingly into the distance. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like where this is headed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he sacrificed himself to get his son back on the light side. Because in 9, I can't wait till 9. Listen.
Yeah, seeing that again might give me a better perspective on it, because I did only see that one once.
Man, I'm excited.
Yeah, because as soon as he kills him, my first thought was like, well, this man's evil. And I'm allowed to hate him now.
That's fair.
Even though I still think he's cool. I can still dislike him and think he's cool. That's like, man, this guy's a cool jerk.
Maybe I'm wrong, but most of the evil people, I'm like, well, I get it.
Because it's
Thanos, I get it. Okay. I'm like, Vision deserved it. I get it. JK. Kind of.
I don't know who you are.
Next up, same. Next up, I love Poe. I think Poe's great. Poe Dameron is amazing. He's hilarious. When he gets captured, Kylo Ren bends down because Poe's on his knees. It's like 5 seconds of silence, and Poe goes, Who talks first? Do you talk first? Do I talk first? How's this go? Poe's hilarious. Then when he does it again in 9, and he, I'll talk about it again in 9, but in 9 he's like, I'm looking for General Hugs. Hugs? Hello? And it's just funny. He's hilarious.
He's a wise guy.
He's a great pilot. Finn says just as much when they're on the ground of that planet with Maz.
Yeah, because he doesn't even know it's him.
Who is that pilot? First off, you're just try not to die. Don't worry about the piloting. Okay? That's a great pilot. Okay, we got your recommendation. Thank you.
Hey, this one guy says you're really good.
It's like when you go to the restaurant. Hey, can you guys bring that dish back? I'll tell the manager. Sure. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So either way,
You gonna give me more money? No.
Even then.
Yeah, I'll tell
Out
him.
of here.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Next up, I love Finn. Have you also seen the fan theory that Poe and Finn are lovers?
I have.
I was like, fair.
It doesn't bother me one way or the other because it doesn't change anything.
It doesn't, and that's why I was like,
that's another one of those things that people seem to gripe about. Like, oh, well, why do they have to be gay? It doesn't change anything. Well, if it doesn't change anything, then what's the problem if they are? Exactly.
And out of spite, I would want it to happen.
Yeah.
Because some people are trash. That's the 99% of the toxic masculinity I hate.
Some people are the... Come on, do it with me now. The worst.
They're the worst.
The worst in the world.
Okay, next up. I wrote Han Solo. I don't know why, but I like Han Solo. I don't know why I wrote it.
That's why you wrote him.
You
liked him.
Yeah, he did a good job in this one. And he seemed pretty contrite with Leia. And he had love for his son. So I can appreciate him. So I'll keep him there.
He had some good advice for people.
Next up. Tell you what I wrote. Snoke looks like a clone. So here's my... gonna retcon some shit in here. All right.
So was he a clone actually, or was he just some dude?
No, he was a clone.
I forget. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because once again, I only saw it one time. Okay.
That's
yeah.
fair. He did though. He didn't look like an alien. He looked like an experiment.
Yeah, he looked like a fucked up dude.
He looked like an experiment, and I was like, yeah, that's fair.
Burned up freak.
Because here's the thing: every other creature, there are always one or two. In 2020, even Yoda, there are one or two. You never see anybody else who looks like Snoke.
Mm. I like that you said or two and then said Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you said or two and then said Yoda.
You know. If you know, you know.
Oh, and I know.
Young
baby, we know.
Young baby Jeezy. Baby Grogu.
There it is.
Either way, I just wanted to put that in there. Both lightsaber battles. I'm actually going to throw 3 in there. 3 lightsaber battles that happened. With Finn's being the first, Finn and Kylo Ren being the second, and Rey and Kylo Ren being the third. The last 2
versus Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
Yeah.
are better than anything in the original trilogy.
Oh, that's not hard. That's not that hard.
I know it's not,
but I would agree.
But again, that's just how I feel about it because. First off, Kylo Ren is a beast with that sword. And he is... Another thing I read online. After I watch Star Wars, I just go online and just read a whole bunch of shit. And I just take what I like, and then I leave what I don't. So, like every Star Wars fan. I saw a thing that said... This was from a director or somebody. Maybe J.J. Abrams. Maybe George Lucas. It said... There's a big difference between the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and the sequel trilogy's lightsaber battles. The old lightsaber battles, original trilogy, prequel trilogies, are more in tune with actual sword fighting because it's an older religion and everybody respected it at the time. So people understood the rules of engaging in combat, etc., etc. I was like, okay. The new ones are people fighting with swords that they aren't accustomed to. That's why it's not as choreographed like Obi-Wan's and Anakin's were.
Yeah.
Theirs was like up, down, up, boom, 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 whatever. These were just swinging for the fences. Because at least in
this one, this is like the second time when Finn fights Kylo Ren. It's like the second time in his life that he's used a lightsaber against a human being.
Fair.
And the final time, if I remember right.
And then Rey.
And Rey,
first time.
Because she was shown she was good with that staff.
With
she
the
was
staff.
laying people out. So like she knew how to handle a weapon. But not necessarily a sword that you could...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, but also the same.
But she was still kicking ass.
But she was, and also if you look at it again, it's not like synced. And they said they did that for a reason because this old religion has died out for years. Also, lightsaber battles have died out for years. So now all of a sudden it's coming back. People aren't as flawless or polished with the sword, and I love that. Every time I watch it, I'm like. If you look, Kylo Ren's sweet with it, but he's also just swinging for the fences. Yeah. Because if I had a sword, that's what the fuck I would do.
Yeah. Big fucking laser sword. Let's
Absolutely.
chop it up.
I'm chopping trees down.
Yeah.
I don't care. Those are my likes.
Okay. Nice.
Dislikes.
You want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. I only have one.
Okay.
I don't believe that this is a rehash of A New Hope.
Is that a dislike?
It's a dislike towards people who say that.
Okay.
So, not a dislike for me.
There's some similar themes.
Yeah.
But you can't. I think it's unfair for people to say it's a remake.
Exactly.
Because there's no clear cut. First off, a lot of the characters from the original are in it. So you can't be like, oh, well, that's the Han Solo role. Because Han Solo's also in the movie.
Fair.
Even though he's not doing the same stuff that he did.
Right.
like Han Solo kind of has the Obi-Wan role in this one, from like, if you want to do it that way, because he like sacrifices himself for somebody else. But and he's like the older mentor character, but like Finn, who was he? Where does he fit into the original thing?
Exactly.
Where does Poe fit into the, like, where do all these characters fit? Where does all these new characters fit into these old characters' roles? I've heard people say it so many times, like, oh, it's just a remake, but you don't say how.
No, you don't.
Like, oh, our Death Star type thing blows up at the end. Okay, that happens in 1, 2, 3, at least 3 movies of the whole series.
Exactly.
So
exactly,
that's a thing.
Yeah.
There's lightsaber fights. Okay, that happens in almost every movie in this franchise.
Right.
There's space fights. Again, almost every movie in the franchise. I mean, how many more things can you say?
No, I agree. And this is what I learned from a different YouTube channel that I listen to. This guy critiques cinema sins, and most people know what cinema sins are. And he'll send something, and then the guy Birdman is he's like, the cinema sins guy's name is Jeremy. So Birdman go, Jeremy sends something he likes, cliche. And that's how I feel about Star Wars fans. Oh, it's just another lightsaber battle. Do you not like that?
Right.
Because you do.
Do you want less of this?
You do. That's what I don't understand. Like, oh, the heroes won at the end. Do you not want that?
Were they ever not gonna? Like, I mean, you kind of know that the good guys are in most movies. You have the
for the most part,
expectation walking in, like, oh, the good guys are going to pull it out, because they almost always do in every movie.
Same.
And if they didn't, how would they make another one?
Also, and so that's my. So the thing is, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, there are certain things that they do again, but that doesn't make it bad because it's different.
Right.
Okay.
But it's not too different.
It's not too different. But I understand where people are coming from. But also, so what? So Poe giving the map to BB-8, it's like Leia giving the whistle name to R2-D2. I get it. And BB-8 has to find... Well, he doesn't have to find anybody. So it's a whole different situation. He runs into somebody who treats him like not a piece of garbage and actually cares for him, which is the reason why she keeps him. Yeah. Either way, that's another story. So there's that. So that's different. It might start it off the same, but it's different. Finn is a stormtrooper. We don't even see stormtroopers' faces in the original trilogy.
No.
So that's 100% different right there. So what do you? I don't understand. And then it starts out different. So my thing is, anybody who complains that it is a rehash, here's my thing. Every opening scene of Star Wars starts off the same. You see a big Star Destroyer going across the planet. Literally. I only realized that when I was watching a different podcast, and I was like, oh, okay. It's like it happens on almost every single one. And I'm like, well, there you go. So you should be upset at the original trilogy. No, but they're flawless. They're not.
No, nothing is.
They're not. And so to me, it's a dislike to people of Star Wars who say they like Star Wars. You don't. You just want something to complain about. And honestly, The Force Awakens really didn't have any bad parts to me. I was looking for it. I was like, do I like this? And I was like, no, I like that. I was like, no, I like that too. I was like, nope, I like that. I was like, man, I'm not bored. Okay. Yeah. There it is. There was so much action in this movie. Yeah. I was thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah. I was enjoyed too. The movie enjoyed me.
There you go.
That's my one dislike.
Okay. Have at it. I will agree. Dislike for me is toxic Star Wars fans.
Same.
But we already said it. That's the whole thing. I feel like a lot of people weren't comfortable with a female lead character.
Ooh,
I feel like a lot of people weren't comfortable with a lead character being black. And steps were taken to retcon that I think I read it was for like other markets, like for Chinese market. I think
They took him off the poster.
Yeah, which is fucked up for one.
Right. I would just honestly, I'm different. I don't care about money. I know studios do. I would have never showed my movie there. I'd have been like,
yeah, because you know that movie could have still made a ton of money.
Same.
It's not like they would. Oh man, if it doesn't play in China, we're gonna go broke.
Yep.
No.
Yep. You'd have got your money back.
You would still would have.
It'd been fine.
You still would have made a huge return on that.
And I think more people would have watched it if you do that, because there's a lot more people who are tolerant than intolerant.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Boom. That's it. That's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Like, yeah, absolutely. You tell me. Here's the thing. It's totally different subject. Same thing. It's like, I am not mad when certain people do things because it's the right thing to do. Did it take them a long time to do it? Sure. But it's done, and that's the good thing about it. Hank Azaria stepping down from being Apu. I loved it. I was like, great, cool. I get it. Somebody was like, well, he just made all that money before and he should have stepped down earlier. Yeah, but everybody can't do the right thing at the right time. But he's doing the right thing now. Yeah. And if you do the right thing now, I can appreciate that. What's her name? I can't think of her name. Mona Lisa Saperstein. Her stepping down from Loudmouth.
Oh yeah,
because she played I think her character is a black girl that she voiced on that, and she only played it for like 2 or 3 seasons, but there's a new season out and she's not the voice. So I'm like, great, yeah, perfect. Like, you're doing it. So what, she did it before. Like, I get whatever. So for me, if you do the right things, you'll be fine. If Star Wars would have did the right thing, or Disney or whoever would have did the right thing and took it away from China, more people would like it. Trust me.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I mean, 1 million people already went and saw the damn thing, so I'm sure that, whatever.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. More than 1 million people already went and saw the fucking thing, so it doesn't matter.
Facts.
Yeah, toxic Star Wars fans is a big dislike for me.
Fair.
In general.
Same.
I fucking should have put that in a dislike for every one of these movies, but we just be hearing us bitching about people.
Yeah, fair.
I'm going to give a slight dislike to Kylo Ren.
Ooh.
Because he fucking killed Han Solo.
Well, that's fair.
And I cried about it in a movie theater when I sat behind some guy. And his girlfriend kept looking at me funny.
Classic.
No. It's
I get it.
It's a slight dislike because he killed a cool character who wanted to die for so many years.
But he had to do it.
He did.
He had to.
He didn't know he had the strength to do it. I know what I have to do.
Adam Driver was great.
I honestly, yeah. Like, we take our jabs at the fact that they make him look like
a couch.
They make him he looks like a piece of furniture, and the next time when they take his shirt off him, his torso is way too wide for what's sitting on top of it.
That's fair.
But he was good.
He was good.
He was intense with like the whole way through.
He really was.
And I really thought he did a good job. But the fact that he killed Han Solo still is going to be a gripe with me just because. But I can't. It's not a dislike for the movie. It's just a dislike for the fact that it happened.
I already got a like for 9, by the way.
Nice.
Shrug. Solo shrug.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to the
stuff they do in
I'm
9.
excited. Because
they do it in the next one, and then it happens again in that one. And like, oh, they never did that before, except in the last movie, if you paid attention.
What else you got?
Dislikes.
Are you reaching?
I'm just trying to think if I have any, because that's the only one I wrote down.
Oh.
Was Kylo Ren killed Han Solo. I don't really have any dislikes for this movie.
Facts.
I enjoyed it. I watched it not too long ago, or I tried not to watch it not too long ago. My fiance was like, oh, I want to watch Star Wars Force Awakens. And I was like, fuck, we're going to do this movie in like a week or two.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm never going to say don't turn on a Star Wars movie.
Facts.
So she put it on, and I started reading a book because I was like, I'm going to try not to enjoy this too much because I don't want to get it all out of my system right now. And I just looked up and saw shit, and I was like, yeah. Han Solo, oh, you're dead. C-3PO, like sweet laser sword fight. Oh, he got fucked up. Oh, I do have one small dislike.
Okay.
Captain Phasma she kind of did the Boba Fett thing in the original trilogy where she looked really cool, didn't get to do a ton. Because I knew the actress that played her, and I think this was like kind of during the peak of like Game of Thrones hype, which I wasn't on all the time, but when I heard that she was in this and was in that, I was like, okay, who is that? And I looked her up and was like, okay, oh, she's like a cool lady knight. Sweet. Let's see how she does in Star Wars. And she looked awesome. She had that, I'm guessing, Beskar steel stormtrooper armor, because it was shiny metal armor that could reflect lasers. I think it's the next one, or it's whichever, or is it Rise of Skywalker, that she gets like an actual fight scene in. But in this one, she didn't get to do much.
No, it's Return of Jedi. No, she's not in the Rise.
So it's the last one? It's the Last Jedi? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, like she gets a scene in that one where she gets to do stuff.
I said
Return of the Last Jedi.
Same, also.
Starring Tom Cruise. No, she looked awesome. Her armor was sweet. She had that sweet like side cape.
Yeah. And
she didn't get to do a ton, and then they like held her at gunpoint immediately. I thought that was kind of a bummer that she looked sweet. I knew who she was, and I was like, oh sweet, she's gonna be a badass. And she looked like one, and she kind of acted like one and carried herself like one. But as soon as Han Solo and Chewbacca and Finn rolled up on her, she's like, all right, you win this round, but I'll be back in the next movie.
I'm trying not to disagree with your dislike, so yeah, I'm just gonna shake my head. Yeah,
even though they talk about putting her in a garbage chute.
That was funny.
/ trash compactor, which is great because it's a great callback to the first one.
Fan service me.
Yes.
Damn it.
But then how did she survive the explosion?
I don't think they really put her in one.
I don't know.
But
yeah. Also, even if she wasn't in it, how did she survive the explosion? If she did, and maybe she got off it. I mean, fuck, Kylo Ren got off it, so it's just fine. But I just thought she looked really cool, and it was one of like a Boba Fett in the original trilogy situation. Yeah. We're like, oh, this person looks awesome. Let's give him something to do later.
Fair.
For Boba Fett, that later never came.
Nope.
In the trilogy. For her, it does come. But in this one, I was like, oh, sweet. She's going to be badass. Not yet. We'll get there, hopefully. Because I don't really remember Last Jedi that well either. We'll get there. It's small gripe, but those are my dislikes.
Okay, so I didn't write it down, and I would feel remiss if I didn't say it. The stormtroopers look fucking amazing.
They did look really cool
in The Force Awakens. They look good. There's so many different ones. Some of them have like a little corner color thing that signifies their rank. Some of them look. I'll tell you what. I remember in the trailer when he had that blood on there. I was like, blood on a stormtrooper? Yeah. They bleed?
You will.
Bleed? Oh, mustache and everything. I
will die.
So I should have wrote that down, but that is one of my likes. The stormtroopers all look good.
Yeah. Flamethrower stormtrooper, awesome.
Oh, he was
that Cobra Commander stormtrooper with the little orange shoulder pad.
Here's the thing, though. They had the dark stormtroopers. I loved it. I was like, oh. Because I remember when they showed up in The Mandalorian, I was like, oh, yeah. And then he goes, we fixed the one weak component, humans. I was like, robots. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, oh, man, they look so good in this.
That sweet dubstep fight music.
And then another thing, when Rey was having a dream, we saw the Knights of Ren, or when she grabbed this whatever, I don't know when it was, but I saw them and I was like, oh, and they didn't do anything. I can't dislike. I'll dislike it later
until they do.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet though. I know.
I had a lightsaber duct taped to the back of my neck the whole
time. I love
it,
just like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. I love it. Either way, okay, that's it. So that was this a Slushie Meter. Oh, you go first. Or did you go first last time? You want me to go first?
I forget who went last time.
Can't be sure. We didn't. Well, we did it last week, so who knows?
Yeah, it was a while ago. We can't even fool ourselves.
We kind of did, though.
Yeah, because we actually forgot. You go first. I am declining to speak first.
How long can I pause? Damn it. Because every time I watch this movie, I forget how much I like it. And then I watch it, I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
And that happened today, too. I was like, okay. Because I told you in the other episode, I was like, I know what my ranking is going to be. Now I don't. Because... it's definitely a 4 something. I don't know if it's a 4.0. I don't know if it's a 4.5. 4.99. I don't know.
4.99.
Fuck.
Do you want me to go first?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think I do. 4 point.
Ooh.
2.5.
Ooh.
That was hard.
That's what she said.
Yeah, no. That's it.
Okay.
all I got.
4.25?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, maybe.
I don't know. It's so difficult.
Is it going up or is
I
it
don't
going
know.
down?
No, it's never going to go down.
Okay. That's what she said.
Damn it.
That's what he said.
Right, Oscar? Okay, you go.
I'm giving it a 4.
Okay. I like it.
Very enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. I just the gripes I had were kind of small, similar to my gripes with Return of the Jedi. Were just like not huge things. But usually my biggest problem with Star Wars is the people who like it
Say they
that
like
aren't
it.
us. Because I believe people when they say, "Oh, I like Star Wars. Here's what I don't like about it," and that's fine.
Everything,
I guess. But when you tell me you like something and the first thing you want to tell me about is why you don't like it, I immediately question how much you really like it.
And this is the way I think about it. Hey, I like my girlfriend. Oh, I love her. Absolutely.
That's exactly what I was going to go for.
And then it's like, let me tell you everything that's wrong with it.
Yeah, because I know movies aren't relationships for most people.
I would say they are, though.
For most people.
They are, though.
Not in that way. But yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, how are things going with your wife? Oh, they're going great. Let me tell you how shitty it is. Awesome. And then not tell you how good it is after. I was going to say shitty first, but then most of the time you don't hear how good it is afterwards.
No.
In the case of Star Wars. It's mostly, here's what I don't like about it. And if you started talking about your relationship that way, people would probably say maybe you shouldn't be with that person. I'm not saying you shouldn't be a fan of Star Wars, because you can if you want to be. But
also maybe you should.
I'm going to question it. I'm going to be like, are you sure? It's like, oh, things are great with my girlfriend. I hate this about her. I hate this about her. Are you sure you should really be with her? Oh, no, things are great. But here's all the things I hate.
Right.
It's something doesn't add up there to me.
And if in your relationship, like, oh, things were great years ago.
Yeah.
Now,
things used to be great, and then
some
new stuff happened, and it was terrible. But then some newer stuff happened, and I look back on that older stuff, and it was much better than I remembered it, and the newer stuff is worse. It's
same.
And I know that like it's an uneven comparison to compare like how you are in love with a human being versus how much you enjoy a movie franchise.
Not for me.
But it's weird. Like if I like something, I'm not saying you can't have dislikes about something that you also like.
Absolutely.
But if your first go-to and your most frequent go-to is how much you hate it, how much do you like it really?
These are factuals that you're spitting right now.
I'm not saying you can't, because I'm not saying you can't be a fan and dislike things, but why would you want to keep being a fan of something after you explain to me why I should hate it?
Here's the thing. I'll give you a franchise that I loved and I was disappointed. Mortal Kombat.
Games or movies?
Movies. Mortal Kombat 1, great. Loved it. Hit my nostalgia bone. Loved it. Mortal Kombat 2, Annihilation. Loved it. Yeah. Hit my nostalgia bone. I also recognize it wasn't a good movie. But that's okay, because I still loved it.
Yeah. For me, Ninja Turtles.
Which ones?
First movie, amazing. Second, Secret of the Ooze, amazing.
Yeah.
Third one, not very good.
But I still watch it.
But I still will watch it because, for one, it makes me laugh because it's goofy as shit.
It is.
And it's not supposed to be a serious movie.
No.
And it's funny and it's
And they
dumb.
time travel.
And they time travel and the suits look worse than they ever had before.
They go to
But I still liked it.
the Shaolin Dynasty or something, don't they?
I forget
Or do
what
they go to
dynasty it is.
Western?
It's in Japan.
Oh, okay, yeah, they
It's
go to
Japan.
Japan. Yeah.
But like, it's dumb, but it's fun, and I don't need it to be a masterpiece. The first Ninja Turtles movie they ever made, to me, is probably the best one of all. Like, if you want it to be like encompassing
So
like what the original spirit of the comic was, while still being fun and everything, the first one.
Fair.
Second movie, Secret of the Ooze, was great though.
It was good.
And you could argue that it was dumb and it was stupid, but it was still fun. It was funny, and it was definitely geared more toward children because nobody swore and it had Vanilla Ice in it.
We had the Uncle
But
Vanny.
it was great.
Uncle Vanny was in it.
And then when Michael Bay redid the new ones, the first one was all right, but it was really serious, and the second one was amazing.
Here's the thing. First one.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Loved it. When they go 1-on-1 with Shredder,
And
they
he
all get
beats
knocked
the
out.
shit out of all of them.
Every single one of them. Loved it.
Great.
Oh, then he gets trash compacted.
Yes.
Oops. And he
Casey Jones pulls that lever.
Casey Jones.
Ooh, murder.
Oh my God. I love it. Then Secret of the Ooze, Bebop, and Rocksteady.
No.
Yeah.
No. Not Secret of the Ooze. That was in Out of the Shadows, the second one that Michael Bay did. It was Toka and Razar.
That's who it was.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Secret of the Ooze.
Yes.
Same basic
Yes.
concept, just two different kinds of animals.
Facts.
Big,
You're
dumb,
correct.
Big, muscly, dumb
I
mutants.
loved it.
I still
I forgot what you're right, because it was what's the name? Seamus and in the
Gary
other
Anthony
ones.
Williams.
Yeah.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Bebop and that was, I loved it.
And then you
I
also
love
got-
that one.
And you also got in Secret of the Ooze, you got Kevin Nash,
Super Shredder.
Big Daddy Cool, as a Super Shredder for like 5 minutes before he killed himself.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
He went ninja, straight down.
I loved it. Oh man,
Yeah, like I can love
I
something.
should watch those again.
I'm down. I can love on something and tell you how it might not be the greatest in some moments, but I'm always going to come back to how much I loved it.
Right.
Most of the time when I hear people talk about Star Wars, they're just like, this sucked and this sucked and this sucked and this let me down and this let me down because of my expectations that I had and it wasn't as good as it used to be. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, but what'd you like? I'm done. I'm done talking about this with you.
Okay, cool.
Like, oh, great. Then why just... Okay, let's just... Tell me more things you hate.
Same.
I would much rather hear the things you love.
And let me tell you
In
something
general.
I don't talk about because I don't like it. I don't talk about Twilight. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't, and I know you do. I don't talk about Lord of the Rings.
I was
ever.
going to say Twilight, no.
I don't. Well,
I don't talk with you about Lord of the Rings
No,
because
no.
I know you don't like it.
I don't.
Yeah, but I know the people that do like it, and I will talk to them about it,
And
even
they
though I'm
you
not
should.
like a master. I don't know everything about it, but I just recently watched them, so
And here's
I'll
the
talk
thing:
about it.
you should talk about it with the people that like it. But like, if I were to come up to you and be like, "Lord of the Rings, hated it," why am I talking about it?
Yeah,
And especially if I only like the old stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. There's no need to talk about the new stuff. If I only like the old stuff, then I'm not talking about the new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's new now. Is it like the Hobbit series?
that's the newest movies,
But
but
it's not new.
those are a couple of years old now. But yeah, that was because there's Lord of the Rings and then the Hobbit, like movies at least.
As soon as the Hobbit movie came out, I was like, well, this has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Because why? Why would I go?
Yeah,
Not even a little
if you
bit.
didn't care then, you wouldn't care now.
Don't care about Harry Potter. I watched it. It was cool, but it didn't hit me the way
You didn't like Harry Potter?
I did.
You saw all 8 movies.
I did. I saw all the movies. It didn't hit me because I watched it when I was an adult, not when I was a child. And I think that was the big difference. It was because I didn't catch it when it was when me and Harry were the same age. I didn't watch it at the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't connect with him and Hermione because she was fucking annoying. So maybe I wouldn't have found her annoying back then. Not true.
Probably would.
But I wouldn't be upset. I wasn't upset, but like I watched it, I was like, okay. And then when he became Harold Potter, when he was like 40 playing him.
Yeah.
In the last one, I was like, where's his kids?
He's still in high school?
Yeah,
Harry?
he's still in high school. I'm like, okay.
5 o'clock shadows coming in real thick there, buddy.
Your 5 o'clock shadow's getting real low. Either way.
Here, you're like 15. Why you got those bags under your eyes?
Same. Either way.
What are you drinking?
A hard liquor. Either way.
Old and world weary, Harry. I know you lost everybody, but my God, you're a child. Good Lord.
Good. So, Star Wars. 4.
4
I
for
gave
me.
it a 4.25 for me. I really want to give it a 4.5. But
Give it up.
I
Give it
feel
up
like
for The Force Awakens.
I feel like I like a movie better coming up. Maybe 2 movies better. I don't know yet.
There's only 2 left, so
I know. That's what I mean. I think
maybe 3 movies that I like better. We're shooting our own Star Wars movie.
boom. Patton Oswalt directing.
Ooh.
Yes. Out of the pit of the Sarlacc comes one hand, reaches out.
We should get Jon Favreau attached in some way.
Oh, tell me about it. Either way. All right. So that was.
Someone just needs to get him to make a Star Wars movie.
He probably will more than likely, especially after Mandalorian. He probably will.
Unless he's too busy doing that to make a movie. Which,
Unless he.
that's fine.
Well, he's probably going to make Spider-Man, though. So.
Wait, I thought Sam Raimi was doing that.
The new one?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I heard. I mean, it's all rumors. Because everyone said that all 3 Spider-Man were going to be in it, and then someone immediately was like, no, that's not true. And then someone else was like, no, but it is.
Yeah, but then they came back and said it was.
Yeah.
So is
So
it?
I don't know what to believe. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what to believe. And then also the rumor was that Sam Raimi was going to do that one, but also the rumor was that he was going to do the next Doctor Strange movie. So I don't know what to believe in anything. Maybe he's doing both. Maybe he's doing one. Maybe he's doing neither. I don't know.
What we do know.
Bruce Campbell will be in that movie.
I don't know who that is.
He was in all 3 of the Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. He was in the Evil Dead movies that he directed. In the first Spider-Man movie that Sam Raimi did, he was the wrestling announcer. He was in the second movie, I believe he was the doorman at the theater. And in the third one, I think he was a snooty waiter. Or it's second and third one are reversed. I forget. But he's in all 3 of the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. He was the guy in the Evil Dead movies who got like a chainsaw hand at some point.
Never seen him.
But I feel like he's going to be in one of those movies that he makes.
Well, besides that, what we know for facts that Harley Quinn is getting another movie. That's what we know for absolute factuals right now.
I mean, Margot Robbie, get your money. Go ahead.
I'm not mad at her. I'm just mad at the DC. Either way, this has been The Force Awakens Episode 7.
Yes.
Star Wars Saga. Stay tuned. Next week. Number 8. The Last Jedi.
Yes.
TLJ. That's how I remember it. Yeah. Oh, man. Good times. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'm
fucking
excited.
salt and that red and the colors.
Yes. And those cool ass big walkers.
They were intimidating.
And Luke. Go on, brush your shoulders off. Oh my
Drinking
goodness.
milk. So either way, all right. Let's just get out of here. Okay. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. And
Instagram.
make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. That's all I got. I'm probably going to cut all that. I don't care. All right. This is Big Cube.
And Chris.
And I talk last.
Yeah.